Hello to all Star Wars fans. The sequel trilogy, the source of so much controversy among all those who watched it. Some like sequels, some perceive them neutrally, and some even hate them with all their hearts and souls. But the way they are, it's just the way they are. Nothing can be fixed. However, real fans of the universe often recall the founder's father, George Lucas himself, who also once planned his own sequel trilogy. But all these plans remain just plans, nothing more. Disney, despite all the promises, never took George's idea into development. I myself often wonder, what would a new trilogy be like if Lucas had shot it? Would it have been successful? And most importantly, what would be its plot? Today, I will tell you about everything. In this video, I've collected all the official concepts and sketches of the failed Lucas trilogy so that you can learn something new and draw conclusions. Let's get started. Oddly enough, at first, Lucas did not plan any sequels. He saw the saga only in the framework of his 6 episodes and 1 TV series, and according to his vision for 2006, Star Wars was supposed to end with the death of Darth Vader. Nevertheless, his company Lucasfilm was growing and Lucas himself sought to capture the entire entertainment industry, so he gave the sequel into the hands of the third-party authors. And because of what we got Thrawn's old book trilogy and computer games like Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy, George wasn't particularly interested in what would happen after Vader's death, so he didn't take these projects seriously. In his opinion, only the main 6 episodes were important. But despite this, he still was working slowly on something and mentioned it in his diary. While Lucas was engaged in the production of prequels, he decided to revive Darth Maul in the foreseeable future and turn him into the main character of a new trilogy. In his opinion, the red-skinned Zabrak had huge potential, and the decision to kill him in the first episode was hasty and misfortunate. But Maul could not be the only hero of the sequels, so Lucas came up with an interesting partner for him. Or rather, a female partner suitable for him both in temperament and in appearance. This partner was a Twi'lek named Darth Talon. According to George's idea, Talon was supposed to become a kind of ideological heir to Vader. She had incredible strength, tried to match the legendary Sith Lord from the past in everything, and Maul helped her to reveal the hidden potential inside her. Very similar to Kylo Ren, isn't it? The red-skinned Siths traveled the galaxy together and watched the confrontation between the reborn Jedi Order and a new generation of Sith who abandoned the rule of 2 and became much more powerful than their predecessors. However, Maul, having taken over the lessons of his teacher Sidious, was not going to abandon the rule of 2 and sought to restore the former order, but not immediately. First, he wanted to gain muscles, prepare his student Talon, and only then strike. Somewhat similar to the creator of the rule of 2, Darth Bane. They say he would have become a kind of godfather of the criminal world, and the most inveterate criminals in the galaxy would bow to him. Here it is, his own criminal empire. Here's what George himself said about it. Darth Maul trained a girl named Darth Talon as his student. She would be the new Darth Vader, and most of the action would be related to her. So, these two would be the main villains of the trilogy. At the end of the day, Maul becomes the godfather of the criminal world of the galaxy. That was possible because of the power void created by the destruction of the Empire. Moreover, these films are about how Leia is trying to rebuild the Republic, Luke is trying to revive the Jedi Order, and Maul is trying to create a new empire. Everything is returning to its place. That would be the main story. As soon as Lucas was ready to implement this project, he entrusted this matter to his gaming company LucasArts, and that in turn attracted the Red Fly Studio to create a computer game of the same name called Darth Maul. In other words, Lucas kind of decided to make a sequel, but at the same time he was wary of it. So first he decided to show the project as part of a computer game. Red Fly got the job and they worked on it for quite a long time. But one day LucasArts demanded to stop the development. Just like that, they just closed the project. No one understood the true reasons behind this decision, but as it turned out later, that Lucas revised his plans for Darth Maul and decided to revive him earlier, in the animated series Clone Wars. After that, Lucas again rejected the idea of sequels and plunged his head into the development of animation, although he did not take such an active part in it as before. He formed a reliable team and simply told them his vision for the development of the universe, gave them food for thought, threw in different ideas, and this very team was already sculpting some kind of plot from what he said and came back for Lucas to read and give some comments to be approved or rejected. And by the way, the main guy of this team is Dave Filoni himself, who is considered to be George's successor. As time passed, the mood and interest of the creator changed. During the last years of owning his company, Lucas had a change of heart and was heavily working on his sequels. Inevitably, Lucas came to a deal with Disney. He understood that the Mouse House would certainly, for 100%, shoot a new trilogy, and therefore he believed that his developments would be taken as a basis. George was really planning to make a really new Star Wars. Here's what he said in an interview with his friend and great director James Cameron. "If I had kept the company, I could have done it, and it would have been done. Of course, most fans would hate it again, just like they hated The Phantom Menace and everything else, but at least the story would be told from the beginning to the end." Nevertheless, George did not abandon the concept with Maul and Talon, and Sith was still supposed to become the main villains of the new trilogy, but over the years, Lucas decided to delve into the very depths of the universe and tell about the origin of the Force itself and about its gods called Wills. These mysterious creatures feed on the Force and control the entire universe, and they are also associated with the midichlorians. And we could already see them in the Clone Wars. They guided Yoda to immortality. Those mysterious creatures in masks with different emotions. Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher, who played Luke and Leia, said that at a convention in Orlando in the summer of 2012, George Lucas brought them together and shared his plans for episodes 7, 8, and 9. Then the director talked with Kathleen Kennedy and even persuaded her to join forces and shoot new episodes without Disney, or rather, before the deal with the corporation was completed, to find some loophole to shoot an independent project. As Lucas said, "I planned that the first trilogy would be about the father, the second about the son, and the third about the daughter and grandchildren." By daughter, we mean the daughter of Han and Leia. However, in the fall of 2012, it was announced that Disney would take over the new trilogy after all. At the same time, Lucas's ideas and plot developments allegedly were liked by the president of the Mouse House, Bob Iger, and he promised that all this would definitely be implemented and the father of the galaxy far, far away would be consulted when creating sequels. To be more specific, at that time, Lucas already had 50 pages of the script at his disposal, either for the 7th episode or for the entire trilogy, and even several concept arts. For example, this one. It depicts an aged Luke in the image of a wise samurai mentor. It is known that in early 2013, the creative team of the 7th episode visited Lucas and showed him concept art of Luke Skywalker living in seclusion in his Jedi temple. George liked the pictures but was not consulted further. Nevertheless, he always remained aware of what Disney was doing. Well, after all, Lucas was far from the last person in Hollywood and kept in touch with many employees of the already sold company Lucasfilm, who reported everything to him. They understood that Disney was very much deviating from his vision of sequels, and his whole 50-page script was never implemented in the first place. Lucas realized that Disney would still make new episodes in their way, so he refused to continue cooperating with them, as he later said in an interview. Disney decided to make a movie in the style of the original trilogy. I didn't like it. I tried to make every Star Wars different from the others, and they are very multi-layer and unique. Different planets, different starships, so that the universe looks updated, to quote George. The same Maul, whom Lucas wooed with the main villains of the new trilogy, Disney decided to send to the better world in the Rebels. The image of Darth Talon seemed unacceptable to them for a new generation of viewers, so they did not even consider her. The story of the Wills also did not catch the interest of Disney, and Lucas was very upset about it. In his memoirs, Bob Iger confirmed that Lucas did not like the Disney concept of the franchise development very much. Therefore, Disney did not dare to do something new and simply made the second New Hope, calling it The Force Awakening. When the 7th episode was completely ready, Lucas was invited to a private screening, and as Kathleen Kennedy said, George was seriously sad during the viewing, and when the film ended, he was in no mood for the rest of the evening. What happened next, you all know perfectly. That's how the sequels from Lucas should have turned out, and that's how, unfortunately, they didn't work out and probably won't work out anymore, at least in the form in which Lucas planned them. Perhaps Dave Filoni, as his successor, still implements all the cancelled developments within the framework of the Mandoverse series, and that would be fantastic. Anyway, let's just say thank you to George Lucas for his efforts. He tried to give us a normal sequel trilogy, but it didn't work out. Write your opinions about his ideas in the comments, and also be sure to subscribe to the channel and like it if the video was interesting to you. I'm saying goodbye to you for a while. Thank you all so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.